Good morning and welcome you all for today's discussion. Today we are going to discuss on very important topic, that is four laws of thermodynamics that govern the universe. This title I have taken from Peter Atkins' book title, that is Four Laws of Thermodynamics that govern the universe. What are these four laws? Because वी नो यूनिवर्स के बारे में हम जानते हैं कि यूनिवर्स में क्या है, मैटर एंड डार्क मैटर एंड एनर्जी। इसके अलावा नहीं है, मतलब कि जो हमें विजिबल दिखता है मैटर, जिसको हम महसूस करते हैं, जिसको छू सकते हैं, देख सकते हैं, जिससे पूरा यूनिवर्स बना है, जो है आंखों से देख सकते हैं, विजिबल मैटर एंड एनर्जी। एनर्जी का इफेक्ट हमें दिखाई पड़ता है, हम एनर्जी को टच नहीं कर सकते हैं, एनर्जी को देख नहीं सकते, बट वी कैन सी इट्स इफेक्ट। एंड डार्क मैटर एंड डार्क एनर्जी, दीज आर conceptual and hypothetical things, but they exist or not exist, that there is no any proof that dark energy or dark matter, because scientifically we still not been able to prove that dark matter or dark energy exist. What is its concept to convert dark energy into matter and dark energy into real energy? But energy is there, because everything we can see in this universe, every activity we can perform, whether it is industrial activity, whether your household activity, so many activities, even we are walking, talking, because we have energy. So concept of energy is known to everyone, because energy is a motive, energy is a driving force which runs this universe. एनर्जी के बगैर कुछ भी पॉसिबल नहीं है। तो यहाँ पर फोर लॉज ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स व्हिच गवर्न द यूनिवर्स, मतलब कि यूनिवर्स को गवर्न करने वाले, ऐसा नहीं है कि यूनिवर्स को गवर्न करने वाले ये तो फोर लॉज ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स ही हैं। न्यूटन लॉज ऑफ मोशन, दिस इज आल्सो लॉ व्हिच गवर्न यूनिवर्स। बट so far as concerning to energy, energy is very important, because everything, even Newton's laws of motion, it is due to energy, because it is energy is a motive force behind the everything that is going, having inertia, moment of inertia, torque or force. All these things are possible due to energy, due to manifestation of energy. So what are four laws that we are going to discuss which govern the universe? So number one law is first law, zeroth law. First law is zeroth law. Zeroth law of thermodynamics. Zeroth law of thermodynamics. Zeroth law of thermodynamics. First law, thermodynamics. First we narrate what are four laws. Second law is first law. First law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics. Thermodynamics. This is also known as law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy. Conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy. We can refer this law for thermodynamic system. And third one is a second law of thermodynamics. Second law of thermodynamics. Law of thermodynamics. And fourth one is a third law of thermodynamics. Third law of thermodynamics. Third law of thermodynamics. Thermodynamics. So these are four laws. First law means zeroth law of equilibrium of temperatures. First law means law of conservation of energy. Second law of thermodynamics means it is a concept of quality of energy. High grade and low grade energy defined by second law of thermodynamics, and the concept of entropy is also defined by second law of thermodynamics. And then third law of thermodynamics is related to absolute zero temperature, absolute zero Kelvin. It is related to absolute zero Kelvin temperature. Zero Kelvin temperature. It is related to absolute zero Kelvin temperature. That is, this temperature is impossible to achieve. It is defined by why it is impossible to achieve, that we are going to discuss here. So first we discuss first law of thermodynamics. First law means zeroth law of thermodynamics. First zeroth law of thermodynamics. Zeroth law of thermodynamics. Zeroth law of thermodynamics. What it means? It is a concept of equilibrium. It is a concept of, this law is defined by concept of equilibrium. So if three bodies, suppose body A and body B and body C, body is in equilibrium with body A, this is also in equilibrium with body A, and these are individually equilibrium with body C, B in equilibrium with body C. So if A is equilibrium with body B and B is equilibrium with body C and B body is in equilibrium with body C, temperature TA, this has temperature TB and this has temperature TC. These are three separate bodies, and body A is in equilibrium with body B and body B is in equilibrium with body C thermodynamically means having no heat exchange between body A to B and body B to A, because these are in thermal equilibrium, and B is equilibrium with C. There is no any heat exchange between body B and C, means जितना energy transfer from C to B is equal to energy transfer from B to C, means thermal equilibrium. Means अगर if one body is having in equilibrium with body B, इसका मतलब B is equilibrium with body A, so TA equal to TB. Both bodies having same temperature, दोनों body का temperature same होगा if bodies are in thermal equilibrium. And now B is in equilibrium with C, इसका मतलब क्या होगा TB equal to TC. So if TA equal to TB and TB equal to TC, इसका मतलब ये है कि TA equal to also TC. So TA equal to TB equal to TC. Means three bodies are in thermal equilibrium. If two bodies are in equilibrium with each other and one body is in equilibrium with another body, C, A is in equilibrium with B and B is in equilibrium with C. So it is compulsory that A is also in equilibrium with body C. That is the concept of thermal equilibrium. This law is defined by the zeroth law. Means there is no any all three bodies are in same temperature. इसका concept जैसे आप किसी bodies को touch करते हैं during cold or summer, if you touch any body you feel either cold or heat. If you're feeling cold by touching somebody, इसका मतलब ये है कि your heat is transferred from your body to cold body, that you are feeling cold. During summer, if somebody is very hot, you touch it and you feel very hot, you feel burn sensation, then means heat energy coming from body to your body. So the burning effect you are feeling, that is due to heat energy coming from that body to your body. So that is a concept of thermal. This is although zeroth law, but I consider it is the most important law because it is a concept. Suppose body, जब body कोई heat temperature पर होता है, lot of molecules are there in this body. Billions of molecules are there if there is a bulk body. Billions of molecules are there in bulk body, and body, this is body A. So heat will transfer from first center to surface, from surface to another body, this is body B. So from A to B, how heat is transferred takes place. Because of the how heat is transferred from body A to B, because heat is a electromagnetic wave. From this body to this body, these are electromagnetic waves that are coming to body A to C. These are coming to body from A to B. These are electromagnetic waves. In form of electromagnetic waves, if there is no any medium between two bodies, then energy will transfer from only electromagnetic waves. If there is a medium between two bodies, so heat will transfer through conduction and convection, and there is a solid medium. If there is a gaseous medium or fluid medium, heat will transfer by the convection. So convection mode क्या होगा? Q equal to A into H. Suppose this is temperature T A and this is temperature TB. So AH TA minus TB. Suppose TA greater than TB. If TA is greater than TB, then heat will transfer from A to B by convection. One is a convection. Another from here to here. Suppose radius is R. Center से यहाँ तक surface तक. How heat will transfer? Conduction through conduction. So Q conduction, QK equal to K into A into TA, center से minus T surface upon R. तो ये जो थ्रू कंडक्शन मोड हीट का ट्रांसफर हो रहा है, सरफेस टू दूसरी बॉडी के बीच में एक मोड और होगा, Q इक्वल टू Q रेडिएशन, Q सिग्मा इक्वल टू सिग्मा इंटू A into T e to power 4 minus T b to power 4. There are three mode of conduction, three mode of heat transfer takes place. When we are considering body in equilibrium by zeroth law, all three modes are simultaneously, जो तीनों मोड एक साथ होते हैं. लेकिन होता क्या है कि जब बॉडी बहुत कम टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस होता है तो वहां पर हम या तो कंडक्शन मोड लेंगे या कन्वेक्शन मोड होगा. लेकिन टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस अगर बहुत ज्यादा है एंड बॉडी आर वेरी फार, बहुत दूर है और मीडियम वहां पर जो है वैक्यूम है या उसमें मीडियम भी है, तो उसमें कंडक्शन और कन्वेक्शन, रेडिएशन एंड कन्वेक्शन से हीट का ट्रांसफर होगा. तो ऑल दीज थ्री मोड्स आर पॉसिबल इन zeroth law of thermodynamics. Because in this law all other modes of heat transfer taking place due to zeroth law. Because if body is not in thermal equilibrium, then heat exchange will take place from one body to another body. So heat exchange, when heat exchange will take place, either convection mode if there is a medium between two bodies, either conduction mode if there is a continuum body, there is a solid body. So one point to other point, heat will transfer to conduction mode. कंडक्शन मीन्स K इंटू ए डेल्टा टी अपॉन डेल्टा एक्स. डेल्टा एक्स क्या होगा, ये जो आर हमने लिया है यहाँ पर, डेल्टा एक्स डिस्टेंस हो सकती है, डेल्टा एक्स हम ले सकते हैं, आर की इक्वल क्या होगा, डेल्टा एक्स भी ले सकते हो यहाँ पर. तो दिस इज ए कंडक्शन मोड. अगर रेडिएशन मोड है, बॉडीज आर टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस बहुत ज्यादा है, बिटवीन टू बॉडी टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस इज वेरी लार्ज एंड देयर इज नो एनी मीडियम बिटवीन टू बॉडीज एंड देन हीट विल ट्रांसफर थ्रू radiation mode, that is sigma a T to power 4 T a to power 5 minus T b to power 4. This is the temperature difference between two bodies. Any mode will take place depending upon the what is the condition between two bodies. Suppose sun से पृथ्वी तक जो heat आती है, it is through only radiation mode because there is no any medium, no conduction, no convection takes place. लेकिन सन के सेंटर से सन के सरफेस तक जो हीट आती है, हीट का जो ट्रांसफर होता है, वो कन्वेक्शन एंड रेडिएशन दोनों मोड वहां पर होते हैं. तो दैट इज नॉट मैटर फॉर अस कि सन के अंदर कैसे हीट का ट्रांसफर हो रहा है. तो अगर मीडियम होगा, वहां पर कंटिन्यूअस मीडियम होगा, तो वहां पर कंडक्शन हो सकता है. अगर मीडियम फ्लूइड होगा, गैसियस होगा या लिक्विड फॉर्म में होगा, तो वहां पर कन्वेक्शन मोड इज डोमिनेंट मोड ऑफ हीट ट्रांसफर. जैसे जब हम पानी को बॉयल करते हैं, तो पानी जब बॉयल होता है तो कन्वेक्शन मोड इज ए डोमिनेंट मोड, क्योंकि कन्वेक्टिव करंट जो पानी के अंदर गर्म होकर ऊपर जाता है, ठंडा पानी ऊपर से नीचे आता है, गर्म पानी ऊपर जाता है, इस तरीके से कन्वेक्शन करंट पानी के अंदर डेवलप होती है. तो यहाँ पर कन्वेक्शन मोड जो डोमिनेंट होता है. बट कोई एक मोड कंप्लीटली डिफाइन नहीं करता. तीनों मोड, जब भी हीट का ट्रांसफर होता है एक बॉडी दूसरी बॉडी में, तो तीनों मोड होते हैं. कभी कभी दो मोड बहुत इनसिग्निफिकेंट होते हैं. कन्वेक्शन मोड बिकम डोमिनेंट, कभी कभी कंडक्शन मोड बिकम डोमिनेंट, कभी कभी रेडिएशन मोड बिकम डोमिनेंट. तो रेडिएशन मोड डोमिनेंट कब होता है, जब टेम्परेचर डिफरेंट टू बॉडी बहुत ज्यादा होता है, उस केस में कन्वेक्स रेडिएशन मोड डोमिनेंट होता है. नेक्स्ट इज सेकंड लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनामिक्स. सेकंड फर्स्ट लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनामिक्स. 4 laws में 1 law that defines zeroth law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics. Yeah, this law defines that is the law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy. कोई बॉडी है, कोई सिस्टम हमने लिया, थर्मोडायनामिक सिस्टम है, इसको हमने हीट दिया है Q, और ये सिस्टम स्टेट 1 से स्टेट 2 जा रहा है. सिस्टम changing its position from state A to state 2, and this during this process work is done in process 1 2, and this can be defined in this by using a graph diagram. So we are simply defining here volume, and here is a pressure in vertical axis, y axis, and x axis is volume in meter cube, and this is a pressure, that is a Pascal. You can kilopascal or Pascal depending upon the, if you kilopascal then work will be kilojoule. So in this process system changing position 1 to 2, and during this process it is doing work 1 to 2. You can define here by showing state 1 and state 2 and different processes. You can see from process 1 to 2. This is a process 1 2. Here there are so many processes are possible. One, in this process there are so many processes are possible. Here I want to define process 1 2 3 and 4. In all three processes work जो heat एनर्जी जा रही है Q1, in process 2 Q2, in process 3 Q3, in process 4 Q4. All three processes. Here we have shown process 1 2, but there are so many processes are possible. जो system हमारा होता है, it can change position from A to B. Suppose you want to go from Mathura to Delhi. There are so many routes are there. You can reach from Mathura to Delhi so many routes, from Noida, from Faridabad, from Gurgaon. There are so many routes are there. In each process you will, initial state and final states are there same, but in different process different energies are taking by system and different work done are there. So in all four processes if you define Q1 minus W1 equal to Q2 minus W2 equal to Q3 minus W3 इक्वल टू Q4 माइनस W4, दैट इज इक्वल टू, ये जब हम डिफरेंट प्रोसेस से स्टेट 1 टू स्टेट 2 जा रहे हैं, स्टेट 1 टू स्टेट 2 जा रहे हैं डिफरेंट प्रोसेस से, and in each process you are getting different work done. And one thing that remains common, that Q1 minus W1, जो वर्क आपको मिला, यहाँ पर Q1 आपने हिट दिया, आपको W1 वर्क मिला, यहाँ पर आपने Q2 हिट दिया और W2 आपको यहाँ पर वर्क मिला, यहाँ पर Q3 हिट दिया एंड W3 आपको वर्क मिला, Q4 आपने हिट दिया एंड W4 आपको वर्क मिला। तो ये डिफरेंस आ रहा है Q1 माइनस W1, Q2 माइनस W2, Q3 माइनस W3, ये सभी के लिए जब एक्सपेरिमेंटली इसको ऑब्जर्व किया गया, दिस इज ए सेम दैट वाज इक्वल टू U1 माइनस U2, मीन्स सभी के लिए सेम है डेल्टा यू। ये जो डेल्टा यू सेम है वो क्या है, दैट इज ए चेंज ऑफ इंटरनल एनर्जी, इट इज इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ पाथ, it is independent of path. When system is going from 1 to 2 in any process and doing some work, taking energy from surrounding and doing some work, but this difference Q minus W for each process, whether process 1, process 2, process 3, process 4, for each process ये जो difference है वो same आ रहा है, वो क्या है U1 minus U2, that is a delta U. This is a constant, this remains constant. So delta U क्या है, internal change in internal energy of the system, that is a property which is independent of path. So it is a independent of path. So internal energy is a path independent. So it is a point function. Internal energy is a point function. You can see internal energy is a point function. From this analysis we have seen that internal energy is a point function. Internal energy is a point function. It is a integrable property. It is it is also known as a thermodynamic. Internal energy is a point function. It is a thermodynamic potential. It is one of the thermodynamic potential. It is integrable property. You can integrate integrable property because it is a point function. So delta U equal to Q1 minus W. So Q1 equal to delta U plus W. Energy given to system equal to change of internal energy plus work done में भी delta U plus P delta V. Q simply you can write Q equal delta U plus P delta V. Delta V is a change in volume, P is a pressure, delta U change in internal energy. So this is a law based on the law of conservation of energy. So this is a first law of thermodynamics, and here we have considered that it is a thermodynamic system and having not any kinetic energy and potential. The system, thermodynamic system is stationary and insignificant. System is not moving, so having not kinetic energy and potential energy, only internal energy and pressure energy are there. So it is used for the only thermodynamic system. So second law I will define, that is a second law. Next one is a second law of thermodynamics. According to first law, that we have seen that if there is any process occurring in thermodynamics, in any process in which heat energy exchange takes place in system, the system is doing work, but it does not tell about whether work is done or not, because second law defines qualitative aspect of energy. It also defined whether it is possible to harness this energy or not, and second law thermodynamics it also discuss qualitative as well as quantitative aspect of energy, qualitative as well as quantitative aspect of energy. If any process occurs, it is mandatory that first law will always follow. But if second law does not follow, then process will not occur. If process is occurring, then both first law and second law will follow. But process is not occurring, first law will follow and second law will not follow. If both laws is followed by any process, then process will successfully occur. Otherwise, first law will occur, but second law will not occur. For successful completion of any process in which energy interaction taking place and system is performing some work, then first law as well as second law both are followed. But if process is not successfully occurring, it means that first law is followed and second law is not followed. Any work done, there must be a temperature difference must be there. Otherwise, Suppose energy is there. There is in summer, you can see in pond a lot of water is there and lot of heat energy is there in pond, but you can't harness that energy from the pond. There must be some temperature difference that you harness energy from the pond having, because lot of water is there at high temperature, but you can't, because at same temperature there is environmental conditions. So if there is a temperature difference occurring or pressure difference is occurring, then you can run a system, otherwise system will not run. So qualitative aspect, second law defines that concept of high grade and low grade energy. It also defines concept of high grade energy. Concept of high grade energy. High grade energy means high grade energy can be converted totally into low grade energy, but low grade energy cannot be totally converted into high grade energy. That is a concept of second law of thermodynamics. If there is a coal, suppose 1 kg coal is there, and 1 kg coal having 10,000 kilocalorie of energy, but if you convert 1 kg of coal into electricity, then 100% conversion is not possible. During conversion process, some losses will occur, and only 40 to 50%, even you can reach up to 99%, but 100% conversion is not possible. That is a concept of second law of thermodynamics. That is a complete conversion of low grade energy. Means thermal energy is a low grade energy, so complete conversion of thermal energy into high grade energy is not possible. Another way you can define that there is no any heat engine which is more efficient than Carnot engine. Carnot engine से ज़्यादा efficient कोई heat engine नहीं हो सकता है, working between same temperature difference, which is also so complete conversion of high energy into low grade energy is possible, but low grade energy into high grade energy is not possible. This is also concept of second law of thermodynamics. And if low energy converted into high energy, some energy will transfer into atmosphere. In this process, increase of entropy of the universe. System plus surrounding means universe का entropy लगातार increase होगा. If low grade energy will convert into high grade energy, losses will be there and energy going into atmosphere without any use, so entropy will increase, which is also concept of this second law of thermodynamics. There is no any means by which you can take a temperature heat energy from low temperature reservoir and transfer it into high grade reservoir without any external effect. So अगर ये possible होगा, that is a perpetual motion machine of second type. This is a violation of second law of thermodynamics. This is not possible. So these are all ways by which you can define second law of thermodynamics. Means कोई ऐसी डिवाइस नहीं बना सकते हो जो कि लो टेम्परेचर से एनर्जी लेके हाई टेम्परेचर पर उसको पहुंचाए, एंड देयर इज नो एनी एक्सटर्नल इफेक्ट. कोई बाहरी कोई प्रभाव उसमें ना उत्पन्न हो. देयर इज नो विदाउट एनी एक्सटर्नल इफेक्ट. लो टेम्परेचर से हाई टेम्परेचर पर आप एनर्जी को ट्रांसफर कर रहे हैं, मतलब अपने आप रेफ्रिजरेटर हीट पंप चल रहा है विदाउट एनी एक्सटर्नल इफेक्ट. ऐसा पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. अगर ऐसा पॉसिबल होगा तो क्या हो जाएगा? इट इज अ वायलेशन ऑफ सेकेंड लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनामिक्स. ये कभी वायलेट नहीं हो सकता है. मतलब कि कंप्लीट कन्वर्जन ऑफ लो ग्रेड एनर्जी इनटू हाई ग्रेड एनर्जी इज नॉट पॉसिबल. As you can say in other words, no engine is more efficient than Carnot engine at given temperature difference, two temperature limits. So this is any way you can define second law of thermodynamics. Means any process in which energy interaction takes place, it is always that in this process some heat will transfer to the surrounding, and in this way entropy of system plus surrounding will increase by any process in which energy interaction taking place. So it is a process in which entropy of universe will increase. System plus surrounding की जो entropy होगी वो positive होगी. Overall delta S system plus delta S surrounding equal to delta S universe, always positive in any process. This is also you can say second law of thermodynamics. Second law of thermodynamics मतलब कोई ऐसा प्रोसेस नहीं हो सकता इसमें सिस्टम प्लस सराउंडिंग की एंट्रोपी ना इंक्रीज हो, बिकॉज कंप्लीट कन्वर्जन ऑफ लो ग्रेड एनर्जी इनटू हाई ग्रेड एनर्जी इज नॉट पॉसिबल. अगर ये पॉसिबल होता तो ये क्या बन जाएगा? परपेचुअल मोशन मशीन. परपेचुअल मोशन मशीन ऑफ सेकेंड टाइप इसको बोलते हैं. ये पॉसिबल होगा. अगर कंप्लीट कन्वर्जन ऑफ लो ग्रेड एनर्जी इनटू हाई ग्रेड एनर्जी पॉसिबल होता, परपेचुअल मोशन मशीन सेकंड टाइप बन जाती अपने आप। नो एनी रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ दे नो एनी लॉस ऑफ एनर्जी, मतलब कंप्लीट कन्वर्जन ऑफ एनर्जी हो रहा है तो फिर रिजर्वायर की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी, किसी एनर्जी क्राइसिस की जरूरत ही नहीं होगी, ऑलवेज एनर्जी कभी एनर्जी खत्म ही नहीं होगी अगर हम कंप्लीट कन्वर्जन ऑफ लो एनर्जी इनटू हाई एनर्जी अचीव कर लें, या कोई सिस्टम ऐसा बना लें जो कि लो टेम्परेचर से हाई टेम्परेचर पे हीट को ट्रांसफर करे विदाउट हैविंग एनी एक्सटर्नल इफेक्ट। दिस इज आल्सो परपेचुअल मोशन मशीन ऑफ सेकंड टाइप। So this one is a second law of thermodynamics. Now we will discuss about what is a fourth, means third law of thermodynamics क्या होता है। फोर्थ में आता है थर्ड लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स, थर्ड लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स, thermodynamics, third law of thermodynamics. This law tells about, this is also in combination of, we can relate with the second law of thermodynamics. According to this law, by any finite means, by any finite means, by any finite means, it is impossible, it is impossible to achieve जीरो केल्विन टेम्परेचर। अगर हम जीरो केल्विन टेम्परेचर अचीव करने बाय यूजिंग फाइनाइट मीन्स, देन वी कैन डिजाइन इंजन, बर्नौली इंजन, डिवाइड टेम्परेचर to temperature limits to the infinite number of temperature limits, and we can at lowest जो इंजन होगा वो हीट ट्रांसफर करेगा जीरो केल्विन पर। तो ये जो है 100% इंजन एफिशिएंट हो जाएगा। दैट अगर हम 100 डिग्री टेम्परेचर लिमिट को, यहाँ पर 100 डिग्री टेम्परेचर लिमिट है, यहाँ पर जीरो मतलब कि 100, ये कितना हो गया प्लस 273, कितना हो गया 373 केल्विन, यहाँ पर कितना हो गया जीरो केल्विन। यहाँ पर हम डिफरेंट स्टेप में हम इंजन को लगा सकते हैं। सो मैनी रिवर्सिबल इंजन वी कैन, आखिरी का जो इंजन होगा वो जीरो केल्विन पर हीट को ट्रांसफर करेगा। हियर सो मैनी इंजन 373 to 0 Kelvin, we can divide this temperature limit up to number of heat engines, Carnot engine, reversible heat engine, number of reversible heat engine here. तो आखिरी का जो लास्ट इंजन होगा, सपोज यहाँ से टू 1 केल्विन टू 0 केल्विन का पर हीट इंजन एनर्जी को ट्रांसफर करेगा। तो ओवरऑल जो एफिशिएंसी हो गई इंजन की, जो फ्रॉम 373 केल्विन टू 0 केल्विन विल बी 100% एफिशिएंट इंजन इज नॉट पॉसिबल। दैट इज ए by any finite means। अगर हम 0 केल्विन टेम्परेचर अचीव कर लेंगे, then there is no, it is a violation of second law of thermodynamics, which is not possible। अगर यहाँ पर 0 केल्विन टेम्परेचर अचीव करें by finite means, then it will we can construct engine which will be 100% efficient, no loss of energy, complete conversion of low grade energy into high grade energy is possible। तो जो पूरा इंजन, ऐसा इंजन कैसा होगा, यहाँ से सोर्स होगा, यहाँ पर एक इंजन होगा, रिवर्सिबल इंजन होगा, और ये पूरा जो हीट को डब्ल्यू वर्क में कन्वर्ट कर देगा, क्योंकि यहाँ से हीट का ट्रांसफर जो होगा वो 0 केल्विन पर कितना हो जाएगा, 0 केल्विन पर अगर है तो ये जो हो जाएगा Q इक्वल 0 हो जाएगा। तो जो हमने Q1 दिया यहाँ पर, Q1 इक्वल टू कितना हो जाएगा, Q1 इक्वल टू हो जाएगा W। Q1 इक्वल W मीन्स कंप्लीट कन्वर्जन ऑफ हीट एनर्जी इनटू वर्क। Work is a high energy and heat is a low energy. Already we have told in second law of thermodynamics that complete conversion of low energy into high energy is not possible. If it is possible, in only that condition we have reservoir sink, जिसको बोलते हैं sink will be at 0 केल्विन। अगर हम सिंक को 0 केल्विन पर अचीव कर लें, then complete conversion of Q into W is possible. So this is impossible to achieve 0 केल्विन टेम्परेचर, impossible। अगर हम 0 केल्विन अगर टेम्परेचर अचीव कर लेंगे तो जो रूम टेम्परेचर पर 0 केल्विन टेम्परेचर कर लेंगे तो हम ऐसे इंजन बना सकते हैं जो 100% एफिशिएंट हो जाएंगे, कोई लॉस एनर्जी का नहीं होगा। Then it is like a perpetual motion machine of second type, so it is impossible। क्योंकि एनी प्रोसेस, अकॉर्डिंग टू सेकंड लॉ क्या कहता है, एनी प्रोसेस जब हम थर्मल एनर्जी को वर्क में कन्वर्ट करेंगे या इलेक्ट्रिसिटी में कन्वर्ट करेंगे तो सम पोर्शन विल बी लॉस्ट इनटू सराउंडिंग। दैट लॉस्ट ऑफ एनर्जी इनटू सराउंडिंग विल इंक्रीज एंट्रोपी ऑफ यूनिवर्स। तो ऐसा कोई सिस्टम नहीं बन सकता है कि एंट्रोपी ऑफ यूनिवर्स जो है जीरो हो। केवल रिवर्सिबल प्रोसेस में एंट्रोपी ऑफ यूनिवर्स सिस्टम प्लस सराउंडिंग की जीरो होती है, जो कि पॉसिबल ही नहीं है। रिवर्सिबल साइकिल पॉसिबल ही नहीं है, यहाँ पर आइडियल साइकिल होती है। तो कंप्लीट कन्वर्जन नहीं हो सकता है, इसलिए 0 केल्विन टेम्परेचर इज इम्पॉसिबल by any finite means। By infinite means, we don't have infinite means, इसका मतलब यह है कि इनफिनाइट मीन्स हमारे पास होंगे तो हम इसको अचीव कर सकते हैं, लेकिन इनफिनाइट मीन्स हो नहीं सकते, इनफिनाइट डिफाइन नहीं किया जा सकता है। दैट्स वाई 0 Kelvin temperature is not possible. That is a third law. So all four laws are interrelated. All four laws are interrelated and one of the जो law, इन तीनों law, बाकी तीनों law को जो govern करता है वो है zeroth law of thermodynamics. That is the concept of the thermal equilibrium. I think this discussion will certainly help you understanding about zeroth law, first law, second law, and third law. How first law and second law are defined. How second law and first law interrelated, and how third law means zeroth law. It is impossible to achieve 0 Kelvin because अगर हम अचीव कर लेंगे तो सेकंड लॉ का वायलेशन हो जाएगा। हाउ दीज आर इंटररिलेटेड, अगर हम 0 Kelvin टेम्परेचर अचीव कर पाते हैं तो सेकंड लॉ का वायलेशन अपने आप हो जाएगा, और सेकंड लॉ का वायलेशन अगर हो गया तो विदाउट एनी यूज ऑफ सेकंड लॉ वी कैन फर्स्ट लॉ से सारे प्रोसेस डिफाइन कर सकते हैं। कि फर्स्ट लॉ केवल ये डिफाइन करता है कि जब भी कोई इंटरेक्शन एनर्जी का होता है तो सारी एनर्जीज का जो सम होगा वो कांस्टेंट रहेगा, क्योंकि अकॉर्डिंग टू लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ एनर्जी नाइदर वी कैन क्रिएट एनर्जी नॉर वी कैन डिस्ट्रॉय एनर्जी, सो इट इज ओनली लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ एनर्जी। So if any process occur, both laws, first law of thermodynamics and second law of thermodynamics must be complied with. मतलब दोनों को फॉलो करना होगा, दोनों ही फुलफिल करना होगा। अगर सेकेंड लॉ फुलफिल नहीं हो रहा है तो कोई प्रोसेस अक्कर ही नहीं हो सकता। कोई भी जो सिस्टम चलते हैं, जो पंप हो या मोटर हो, अगर सेकंड लॉ को फुलफिल, सेकंड लॉ को वायलेट कर रहा है तो वो सिस्टम, वो डिवाइस काम नहीं करेगी। लेकिन अगर सिस्टम में डिवाइस काम कर रही है तो फर्स्ट लॉ एंड सेकंड लॉ बोथ मैंडेटरी विल बी फॉलो। So thank you very much for watching my video. Please make your comment and share to your friends. Thank you very much.